Hey everyone, it's Peter Kerr from Daydream Nation, and today I've got a new show. It's called Stocks Up, Stocks Down, The Rock Report. So what I do is I cover maybe five bands. We look at whether their stocks are up, whether you need to invest, or the stocks are down, avoid any future releases. So the first one I want to talk to you about is U2. So U2, since 2014, Songs of Innocence. Everyone got a copy of this on their Apple iPhone. A lot of people didn't really want it. And I can sort of say that was the point where everyone started to turn against U2. They had a pretty golden run as the biggest band in the world. You look at their discography, there are about 3 albums that could be considered masterpieces or their zenith. Most bands don't even have 3 zeniths of that caliber. But from 2014, when everyone got an album in their Apple iPhone, it started to go downhill. So what's happening at the moment? You've got Bono doing a voiceover for a children's cartoon, Sing 2. There is going to be a biography released in November 2022 called Surrender 40 Songs, One Story. So how would I rate them? I would say still stocks down. U2 have been in this arena scenario for quite some time, and I think they need to get back to their roots, play some music in maybe some small to medium-sized theatres and be a band. Get rid of the bells and whistles, get rid of the pyrotechnics. They've been in the arena for such a long time and they need to reconnect with the audience and perhaps record some music as an organic band without the embellishments, without the mayonnaise on top. Until they do, I say stocks down, but you never know. They may get one of their songs in a soundtrack to a Netflix show and stocks are up. But at the moment, I wouldn't put money on it. It looks a little bit bleak. But anyway, they have got a legacy. Not many bands have 3 zeniths to their career. My next one is Paul McCartney, or Sir Paul McCartney, fresh from his headlining at Glastonbury. Stocks up. Beatles, legendary band, fresh off the Get Back documentary on Disney. Sir Paul McCartney, he just has to, I believe he's still doing a tour in America. He has the legacy behind him. He has the discography. He's got the Beatles. And you know, the legend continues. It's cross-generational, and he's definitely stocks up. Without really, he doesn't need to put out any records out there. His legend is confirmed, and that is definitely stocks up. My next band is Iron Maiden. So Iron Maiden are touring Europe, fresh off the Senjutsu album, which did reasonable business, is doing a Europe tour. So they haven't lost any stocks. They haven't gained any stocks. They still have that cross-generational audience. There's still, I would say, their stocks are very high. And the legacy of the Beast Tour is doing reasonable business. And they continue to roll on. So I would say neither the stocks are on the way up or the stocks are way down. They're stable. Another act that I want to bring into consideration is Metallica. So Metallica have been the whipping boys of thrash metal for a considerable period of time. They were the poster act in the early 80s for thrash or speed metal. Those first 3 albums are absolute classics and timeless. And then a bit of a backlash after the Black Album, which was an uber hit worldwide, sold millions of copies. Cut their hair, load, reload, lost a chunk of their audience, did a documentary, which was fly on the wall that may or may not have been good for them. And then to be quite frank, their later discography's been quite patchy. Sinanga with those terrible tin drums. And then, trying to the Hardwire album, trying to recapture the early sound, but not quite there. So if I was going to do this episode a month ago, I would have said stocks down. However, Master of Puppets on the Stranger Things Netflix show, stocks up. The song charts in America, and they are on the up again. So I would say put money on Metallica. They have been recording an album for the last 2 years. Fingers crossed it goes back to the early, organic, thrashy sound of, Ride the Lightning or Kill 'Em All. You can only hope. And popularity rise. There's a new generation that have discovered them from Master of Puppets. But it's critical that this new album will sort of dictate their legacy for the rest of their career. So it is a vitally important album. But at this stage, I would say put money on them. Stocks up, Metallica. My last one, and as I said, this is just a couple of bands, is the Sex Pistols. Recently, they've had a Disney documentary or drama documentary, Pistols, and I would say stocks are up. And I would put this into more broadly anything within the class of 77, whether it's the Sex Pistols, the Clash, or the Damned. I would say stocks are up because there is a bit of an interest in this music, the UK punk scene of 1977. So out of this success of the documentary with the Sex Pistols, hopefully you'll see people investigating the Clash, the Damned, more documentaries, more drama series, and I think there's a whole lot of revision looking at the wonderful, creative, wild rock and roll scene of 1977 and the punk scene coming out of the UK. So I would say Pistols, stocks up. Also, the genre of punk, 1977, stocks up as well, and I would put some money on that. So there you go. Tell me what you think. I'm going to do another episode with some other, 5 bands, stocks up, stocks down, or stable, and we'll take it from there. Talk to you soon. See ya.